Hello, everyone. It's me, Joseph. I just wanted to take this brief opportunity on this finale episode of the Moonchild, and at risk of invoking dark forces, in the name of the 13, it felt only right to name 13 of our wonderful £10 tier Patreon backers. And so, without further ado, I'd like to make mention of the following wondrous individuals. Old Man Crow, River Avery Fox, Stuart Hawkes, Rob Madison, B.A. Baracus, Skudlarski Joris, or Skudlarski Joris, perhaps. The enigmatic V, Matthew Roosh, or Roish, Autumn Unwin, Nat, Nick Connors, Ifs Andis, and Isabel Cooper. Thank you. Without your generous donations, we really wouldn't be able to continue. So vast and massy are the terrible plans that the players have for the future. But seriously, thank you so much for everything that you've given us. It makes a world of difference to us and really does help bring the podcast to life and allows us to aim for bigger and better stories all of the time. Those 13 names join our 13 from the Occult Society in the Moonchild, and so we return to them now. Thank you so much. And if you do wish to join the Patreon and make a donation yourself, you'll find our link on the show notes. And so as the Fenlander said to the adventure capitalist, on with the show. The Apocalypse Players present The Moonchild by Paul Fricker, a 7th edition Call of Cthulhu Scenario from the Nameless Horrors collection. Starring Dominic Allen as Alicia Jericho, Danan McAleer as Ray West, Jeannie Spark as Melinda Moody, Dan Wheeler as Eric Wilson, and Joseph Chance as your keeper of the arcane lore. All right, Dan Wheeler.
All right.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Eric's climbing. Give me that climb roll.
Okay.
What's the drain pipe made of?
It's metal.
Is it cast iron? Is it old school?
No, it's modern, but it's well appointed.
I feel like that's the descriptive phrase that's come up in this.
Well appointed.
Well appointed has come up.
I might have overused the phrase when it's certainly in Marnie Cubine's place, but I want that contrast, don't I, between the recording studio and the inverted commas, and the above.
Right, am I making you a climb roll?
Please.
My climb is just the base, which is not good. But I've failed every other roll tonight, so...
Actually, I tell you what, you're coming up on cocaine, so I'm going to give you a bonus die.
Yes! It's got to be good for something.
You believe it. You believe in yourself, and you feel dexterous. But obviously, you are addicted to cocaine.
Climbing is all about belief.
Yep, so much so. Tom Cruise told me that. I have not worked with Tom Cruise.
Well, that's an easy choice to spend 2 points of luck to make that a success.
Sweet, I love it.
Thanks for the bonus die, I needed it.
Well, cocaine.
Yeah.
It's the wonder drug. It is the wonder drug, is it not? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was probably prescribed to kids, wasn't it, or something? Am I thinking?
Oh, yeah,
heroin?
definitely, for fun times.
So, 2 more points of luck down a fucking shitter, and that's a pass on my climb.
The shitter of gaming magic.
Yeah.
So you make it up. You make it up to. It's tortuous going, and some of the bolts are pulling away, but you climb up to the second story, and you can either get onto a window and have a look there. There's a nice window ledge, or you could get onto the roof.
Second, American second story or British second story?
Oh, sorry, first floor.
Okay.
I'm being completely influenced by America. Second story.
It's good to clarify for all our American
No,
listeners.
it is. It's true. So, ground floor, first floor. You're up at the first floor. You could go onto the roof, which does have an attic space. There's a. Is it that kind of house?
A widow's walk.
No, I think it's flat at the top.
An orangery.
Eric, be careful.
Industrial chic.
Eric, fuck's sake,
I mean,
mate.
if I climb up another floor, are you going to make me do another climb roll? You are, aren't you?
No.
Oh, in which case, I'll keep
You've passed your climb
going
roll.
up.
You can get
keep
up.
going up.
This makes
All the way to the top.
I think in a way, I feel like the roof is probably the safest place,
Yeah,
right?
That's. But I'm just saying that you could take an earlier break at the slightly more dangerous window.
No, I
ledge.
think I will go all the way to the top,
yeah,
where
sure.
I mean,
Also, it could make a difference to your chasers. So while you're going up to the top, you two outside.
Well,
Alicia, you've got this tempting thing that Nathan's pulled
I've
away.
run over to. I think as soon as Eric starts going up the drain pipe, I've run over to Ray and gone. I tried to tell. I don't know what's wrong with Eric. He's decided he needs to climb the drain pipe. I just saw Nathan. Nathan's
know.
in the shadows over there. He's coming this way.
What you
Shit.
You saw Nate? What? I'll call Marie. Shall I? Should I call Marie? Says David. Obviously,
Why would you call Marie? We're here.
Yeah, I mean,
she's not answering. Like you were there for 30 seconds or something, weren't you?
well, that's it. Either Mel or her, maybe they went out, or I don't know. We should check, though.
What are you doing up there, Eric?
Something feels off.
Eric, careful.
God, what's he doing? Should I go and get him? David goes over to the drain pipe.
I think we should stand near.
I need to see the signs.
no.
The signs.
2 people on the roof's not better than 1 person on the roof.
I'm not sure I can actually climb up that.
Just get ready to catch him if he slips.
You said you saw Nathan.
Taking a lot of cocaine.
Good thinking. He takes a step back. Says, don't worry, Eric. We'll catch you if you... don't fall.
I'm not going to fall. I just
don't fall.
Please have a look at these symbols. The symbols she's got mown into the lawn and in the... What?
So you get the view, and you have absolutely no fucking clue what you're looking at. It is clearly not what you thought it was going to be. Up close, it looked like you had the answer, but right there, you're going, that doesn't make any fucking sense. That's insane. Oh my god, am I insane?
but
No, of course
can I
not.
make sense of it?
You could roll occult.
Yes.
Occult landscape design.
Yeah. If only I had a bit of Cthulhu mythos, but I don't. So I'm going to roll my occult, and I appreciate that passing my occult.
He's deliberately
Yeah.
avoided
Chinese
that.
character for dry cleaners.
Yeah.
It's just Monty Don's signature.
Well, I failed my occult by 10, and
It's the Apocalypse Player's logo.
yeah, it's the answer.
Push the roll.
San loss.
Meta!
You could push the roll, or you could spend luck with 10, but I mean, I don't know what your luck's like.
I'm not going to spend any
Seems
more
like-
luck. The thing is,
I mean, you will gain an insight if you do pass an occult roll.
even though I know as a player they're not really occult symbols,
Well, except for that big swastika in the grass.
or are they?
Well, there is an influence. There is an influence. It's not what you think it is, and I think he's beginning to realise that. So
Okay,
it's up to you.
I'm going to push it.
Yep. In the spirit of Scott Dorward, I feel like that's
It's close. My occult's 45.
the writers of the game are happy.
So
Love it. Love it. This is excellent. How are you going to push it?
yeah,
You're leaning over a roof, push the roll.
yeah. High on coke, standing on a roof.
Push it.
Does it, when you say high on coke, have you had just enough, or do you think you need a little bit more as you go over the edge of the roof?
I think, in all honesty,
Get the bag out.
Just lick it.
I think I've had enough.
Tongue the fucker.
I don't think any more is gonna. I don't think any more is gonna actually.
You did say you needed to get high. Right?
I know, and I really am. But I wonder.
Maybe some speed. Maybe take some speed instead then.
I don't think I've got a full.
There's speed in that bag.
Is there?
Yeah, it's Kokan
To
speed.
counteract those valleys.
Oh my god. No, I think it's going to be a physical push. I think.
Okay.
Worried about Eric's head, his poor
I'm worried about
head.
his heart.
Yeah. I'm going to
I'm worried about him landing on his neck.
I'm going to so is it a pitched roof? Is it like
It's flat.
it's completely flat?
Yeah. There is a skylight.
She thinks she's in fucking Beverly
Is
Hills.
the skylight slightly raised?
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Okay, well, so I just need a little bit more height. So I'm going to go and stand on the skylight.
Oh, well, actually, for those purposes, it's properly raised. It's sort of abutted out, so it's kind of like a triangle out, almost like a dormer, but on its side. So it's like kind of artsy modern architecture thing. So it's kind of, it gets more light in, and it's kind of a little attic space that's been converted like a study attic space.
See, does it make sense for me to be like on or around that to try and get a little bit more height to get a bit of?
Yeah, definitely. You could stand on the very tip of
That's
it.
what I do. That's what I do.
And then it would, and if you were to slip forward, you'd be on the glass and then possibly pitching off the edge.
Well, obviously,
Possibly
that won't happen.
or just on the glass.
That won't happen. I just want a better view. That'll never happen. So I do.
I just need a better view. Don't worry. Carry on.
Obviously, there is that moment, Eric, as you do this, where you realise you've just defeated Norfolk because you've gained height
Yeah.
in a flat place.
You were at the highest point in Norfolk.
You have reached the apogee. And there are the 3 hills of Norwich. You can see Gas Hill off to the left, handsome,
Oh, I think he named.
because there's the old gasworks, a scaffolding, weirdly, eerily like a kind of column of a titan, a thigh of a titan leg.
Step on me.
And of course, you remember with your advanced reading of the knowledge of the place, there's Ket's Hill just next to it.
Cat's Hill, Gas Hill.
Back in the day, you ran up it with David.
My running days are behind me, but it turns out climbing is my
Mousehold Heath just to the left of it, and you see that stretch of the wilderness, and you feel a touch of the old medieval Norwich beckoning to you, calling to you. The words of Julian of Norwich perhaps ring in your mind, or is that Alicia saying something to you?
You're going to break your neck.
And I break my neck.
So you get to the top, you look down, you see that the occult significance is nil. You slip, and you go through the glass.
It's really bad. It's a fun.
And the glass badly cuts your leg
98 on my.
for
Fucking
Oh
hell.
no.
2 hit points of damage.
Very fair.
But you are also inside the study.
Well, swings and roundabouts.
In a shattering of glass. You all hear it down at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's simultaneous. Alicia, because Alicia, you saw Nathan running. Do you do anything else? Because you could have called that from like 3 houses down if you wanted. And indeed, the same goes for you,
I think
Ray.
as soon as I see him go through the skylight, Nathan.
Well, you could have done something before that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I didn't want to deprive you of agency
I know that before it happened,
while he was doing this magnificent.
as soon as Alicia mentioned to me, look at him up there, I was already aware of him up there. I tried to shout him down. But as soon as she mentioned Nathan, I was just going to be scanning. She said he was in the darkness or the shadows, so maybe that's what I was doing just before he falls through the skylight.
You can't see him, but she sounded like she meant it.
Yeah.
She didn't sound like she was lying. It's hard to say in these moments.
Nathan's a dangerous element,
Big guy.
especially after talking to Sarah and Elliot and everyone, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I hear...
Well, not quite. I'd say these are all thoughts before potential actions.
Okay.
Basically, Alicia, Ray, you've got 1 action each.
Right.
What would you like to do?
I want to step out past... As I'm tying the bag of dog shit, I want to step out past...
Wonderful.
I want to tuck ramen back into the papoose.
Yeah.
I want to step out past the gate, just into the road, and just try again to see if I can see Nathan anywhere, because that's got me on it.
Give us a spot hidden.
Okay.
Bonus die because you know where you're looking.
Yeah.
Penalty die because it's dark. Just a standard spot hidden.
That's just a success. Let's see if it's... Yeah, so just a success. On my spot
Right.
hidden, like by 2.
You do see a head pop round and then duck back again. He's seen you looking. That's what you're sure of in that moment.
Right.
You wouldn't say it was Nathan, but that was a head. She said Nathan.
And, yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
What you saw was a head. Dark.
Nathan!
No answer. Alicia, what do you do for your
I
action?
don't know. I think I would just stand there and watch Eric
Yeah. So you were
out.
as involved as I felt you were, but I wanted to just double check. I didn't want to rob you of the agency. David is doing the same, sort of nervously. I think he goes towards you and goes, I think maybe he even touches you on the arm, sort of unconsciously.
I'm probably fussing at him to be like ready to catch Eric.
Yeah, and says, I don't know if I can catch him, but I'll try.
You better had, because I can't catch him.
He really tries to galvanise.
I'll dislocate my arms.
You hear this shattered glass.
David, break the door down.
Oh, shit.
We need to get in. He might have broken his
Christ.
legs.
David runs to the door and starts hammering it, and brilliant. He shoulders it and goes straight through it. He's rolled an extreme success.
Didn't know his own strength.
He just kind of annihilates the lock. and you hear him go, oh Christ! And sort of slapping onto the floor.
She's gone too far in the whole Japanese aesthetic. She's got rice paper partitions for a front door.
And
He
as
just
you
fucking
get to
tears
it,
through
yeah, exactly.
3 rooms.
It's just made of plywood.
I run straight
Look
upstairs
nice.
to find Eric to make sure he's alive.
As you're running in, you see him and he's kind of getting up and he's going, God, I think this is piss. And his face has gone into this piss and he's trying to wipe it off him, and you see this puddle of liquid that does smell like piss. It smells a bit like asparagus.
Of course it does.
Yuck.
Well, it smell like sugar puffs, is it? Not in this house.
Ray, what'd you do?
I think the drama of that obviously takes me back to the house.
Well, you are distracted by it, but I think you were away enough. You've clocked it all.
I see them, I hear the door go in and everything. I think I am backing towards the house again. So I'm worried about Eric, but I am still staying outside with her arm tucked under my arm. And I think one last time I say, Nathan, I saw you.
No answer.
Come out. Don't be a coward.
Give me a listen roll.
Oh, what is my listen? That looks good. It's 13. My listen is... My listen is 20%, so... Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
You hear a car starting and drawing away.
It's fine. I'm not going to chase the car, fuck's sake. In a way, I'm glad he's going.
It's a left-hand turn. You get the impression that might be no coincidence.
Yeah. In which case, I sort of... Do I see the headlights sort of... Does it have to drive past the house, or...
That was a really good roll of 13, so I'm going to give you a free idea roll with that as well. It's like,
Oh, please.
where's he driving to?
Yeah.
If you were all supposed to be here...
Oh, that's a 14 on my...
Oh, is it?
So that's a hard success on my
Prodigious
45
intelligence.
intelligence.
Where's he driving to? Why would he be driving there?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
excellent 14 that you've rolled means that I think you definitely have the insight that he's driving somewhere. Why would he drive there? If it's to do with this seance, why is that happening?
Yeah.
Is he scared? Nathan's not scared.
Doesn't seem the sort.
You just called him out as a coward. That would enrage him.
Yeah.
It was a smart move on your part.
Yeah.
He would only do that if he felt there was somewhere else he had to be. You know, Nathan.
And I'm thinking the hospital
Could be the hospital.
or the Adam and Eve, the pub.
Could be the Adam and Eve.
Oh, God, there's a couple of options. But it puts me on edge, and I think
The airport.
seeing the headlights pull off, I run in after them. I want to impart that knowledge. And
Yeah. And I think it's fair to say you meet Eric's dragging himself down the bottom of the stairs, not even really patching his wound up. Eric, you've done an amazing search of upstairs.
Great. Where have I cut myself? In my legs?
Leg on the thigh. No.
just the femoral.
Oh, just the...
You were lucky with the fall. The fall didn't hurt you particularly. It gave you a bit of a shake. Yeah, a couple of inches to the lower down, it might have been ephemeral.
Landed in a giant bowl of potpourri.
So there was a spare bedroom that leads up to the office space. You come down from the office space into a spare bedroom, into a hallway. There was a bathroom, storage room opposite. There was Murray's bedroom. You looked in Murray's bedroom. There was an interesting occult book that she was reading by her bed. The Nature of Being, Beyond Self and Chakra.
A Deepak Chopra.
Which looks quite dense, like typical Murray, quite cold and dense, difficult read, but clearly it's actually, like, you look at a few lines of it and go, Christ, yeah, this is serious reading. You've left a blood thumbprint on it.
Great, yeah, fair enough.
You chuck that down, and you're doing this in a sort of drug-fueled haze of, like, it's a party and I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah.
There's another spare bedroom, really nicely laid out spare bedroom. You get a whiff of entertainment. Erotic entertainment in this room. Some of the pictures here are suggestive of geisha entertainments, geisha.
I know erotic entertainment when I see it.
Yeah. You get the distinct impression she may take lovers to this room.
Yeah.
Whereas the other room was her bedroom. There's nothing of any significance or interest, and you get to the bottom of the stairs, and that's when you meet the others.
Okay.
In a worried mess. And could you all give me a listen roll?
Yeah.
Get to absolute fuck.
93.
Mel, can you give me a constitution roll?
Fucked it.
It's not quite another fumble, but Jesus Christ. Will one of our patrons buy me some new fucking dice?
I'll tell you what, actually, for the listen roll, guys, let's make it combined listen and spot hidden.
Fail on both.
Well, mine's a success on both.
Good. Okay.
It's a hard success on the spot hidden and a regular success on the listen.
Mel has passed her constitution roll.
Okay, Mel, you're starting to wake up. You can feel yourself, you're tied up, or you're certainly bound in some way.
Okay.
And you're sat down.
Okay.
Alicia, you see the long mirror and an indent in the woodwork, which you realise must be a door frame, very cunningly concealed door frame, and you hear a sort of wheezing intake of breath, maybe a slight sliding of a limb.
Well,
The sliding of the limb and the grating of the breath.
I'll definitely go and open it if I can.
Yeah, so
Everything is totally fucked. We're all going to die.
it opens onto a small padded area, soundproofed padded area with a beautiful unlit lampshade and stairs leading downwards. It's dark. I mean, the whole house is dark, technically now.
I'll turn the light on.
Yeah, you turn the light on and the light immediately blows.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And you hear a...
Shite.
Oh. Eric, Ray, David?
So the other two of you hear this laugh and see her standing at this secret doorway that she's walked over to.
I think I'm sort of gabbling away as this takes place.
Don't worry, I've searched the whole of the upstairs. No one's there. I thought I'd take the top route in. I thought it'd be, the element of surprise. I just went through room to room.
What, your leg?
Oh, yeah.
Your leg. Let me look
That's
at that.
fine,
Let me look
fine.
at that.
What?
No, that's a deep cut.
Hang on. What's Alicia found?
There's someone down there. They're laughing.
Oh, God.
The light's gone.
What's that? Is that soundproofing?
Oh God, what is this?
The fuck?
I get my phone out and put the torch on, shine it down.
Yeah.
When he says, "Oh God, what is this?" Do I interpret that is genuine surprise at seeing this padded corridor?
Really good question.
Give me a psychology roll. The two of you, Alicia's too busy, I think.
I'm not sure whether I'm in the best
Yeah.
psychological state to tell that, but I feel like maybe one of us might be.
I was thinking anything since that encounter in the car that might tell me whether he knows more than he...
No, that's a regular success.
94.
I have passed that psychology check.
Yeah, he's lying. He turns around and looks at Ray and goes, "No, I promised. Ray, there's a secret passageway. It leads down to a chamber where they keep the boy."
The boy?
Yes,
What boy?
the Moonchild.
Your Moonchild.
All the lights go on, but not the burst bulb one. And then all the lights go off.
There's a secret passageway. No fucking shit, there's a secret passageway, David. David, this isn't honesty. Wait until we find something out and then saying, "Oh, yeah, I knew about that." You need to tell us
These things, I grab him and I throw him up against the wall and I
Yeah.
push him into the wall.
Hey, easy, your chakras, come on. Think about it.
Stop talking about my fucking chakras.
and I go for his heart where the glowing has been, and I sort of grab and scratch at his shirt to see if I can see anything that might be causing the...
But they're so misaligned, dude. He says, and he just smiles, and his smile goes wider.
I punch him.
And wider.
I punch him right in the
and
face.
wider. And there's all these teeth. There's all these extra
God.
as he's smiling.
Oh,
As
shit.
as you punch him. Give me a brawl roll.
And probably a sanity roll, right?
Well, you called the brawl first. We'll get sanity after. Let's see what the brawl does.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, a brawl is a fumble.
God.
This is extraordinary.
Yeah, okay, so all these extra teeth, and your knuckles just go straight into those teeth, and he just goes, he bites down onto your hand, and you can feel your hand, like, really, it's real pain. And then he's sort of chewing.
Oh, God.
So let's see.
Oh.
What?
Do we see that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you want to try and intervene?
Yeah.
He's chewing on my fist. I'm gurning my fucking tits off.
David, what are you doing?
Everyone is doing a lot of chewing.
Yeah.
So you take 1 hit point of damage. He's trying to bite your hand off in that moment,
Oh, my God.
but he fails. He's sort of just making a mess of it. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to have you. Why don't you come and join Mel downstairs? What do you do, Ray?
I'd like to say, David, I said we were friends. And I want to grab his collar
Yeah.
the same way Eric's grabbed it.
Oh, David's good friends with you. His face seems to be returning to normal. And given the bite mark on your hand, Eric, you would say that there were not extra teeth. It was just that you really fumbled the hit, and like maybe actually one of his teeth is loose, you realise, as he's sort of talking to you.
Oh, God.
I want to try and... I mean, what I want to try and do, I don't know if it's a manoeuvre or just brawl or whatever, is I either want to punch him or I want to get him down the stairs. I want to chuck him down the stairs.
You want to try and grapple him so that you can
Yeah.
over to the stairwell, to the door. Give me a brawl roll with a bonus, because he doesn't seem to be resisting you at all.
Fighting, yeah. That's a good success straight off. Try the other, just in case. So 12 on my 25.
Yeah. So you pin his arm behind his back, classic move, and sort of push him over. Meanwhile, Alicia has got the edge there. While all that ruckus is happening, Alicia is going to...
I think I've turned my phone torch on, and I'm shining it down the stairs. Do you want to see?
Yeah, so you see the fallen body of Marie Cubine. One of her legs looks a little weirdly twisted, and she's slumped up. She's sort of dragged herself along the wall. You can see blood along the wall. She looks up and goes, "Oh God, help me. He has Mel. I'm sorry."
Why are we the last to know fucking anything?
The door creaks open, and you get this waft of unpleasant smell. The same smell that Mel is getting.
Yeah.
You're sat at a table, Mel, with some old rotten food on it. Mm-hmm. And stood in the corner, facing away from you, is a lank-haired boy, about 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, no,
He's just-
a bit Blair Witch.
He's just stood in the corner looking away. He seems to be fiddling with something in the corner, around waist level.
Oh, no.
No, come on.
Hey, he's only 9.
He's only 8 or 9.
Hey.
Again, I didn't write this scenario. Just doing what it says in the book.
Yeah, that's what the Nazis said.
You're tied up on a chair.
Am I bound, hands and feet bound?
We'll gloss over that.
Moving on.
Hands and feet bound, but only with single bonds. Quite crudely done. To the chair. To the chair.
The chair. Okay. But I'm not gagged or anything. I can speak.
You can hear people on the stairs. You can't. Yeah, you're not gagged. You can speak. You've got a bit of a bloody lip. You notice.
I'm going
Feel a bit
to
funny.
open my mouth and I'm going to yell as loud as I can. Get in here! It's Mel! Be careful!
Which is exactly what the three of you hear. Which I think galvanizes you to a certain extent.
I mean, what I was attempting to do, I don't know if this is happening simultaneously or if I...
Yeah.
Because if I've heard this in the meantime, I might have changed my mind, but my initial thought was to grab him and throw him down those stairs.
Well, I think you're at the top of the stairs as you hear the shout. So you can still throw him down the stairs.
Right.
See, unfortunately, Alicia is at the bottom of the stairs.
Yes. In which case I don't...
Well,
I mean, she will have time to move away, probably.
probably.
Depends how vindictive you want to be.
Fuck it, I think I committed.
I didn't realise I was interrupting that. Give us a luck roll.
Yeah.
Because it is all simultaneous action. It has to be.
That's That is a fail on my luck, so I think it isn't entirely seamless. I sort of...
Well, if it's a fail on your luck,
that's what
then
you were
committed to your action, and although you see Alicia...
Yes, actually, that makes more sense.
You push and go, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Vindictively, you throw David down these steps.
Yeah.
On top of Alicia.
I mean, because what I was thinking, even before he bit into Eric's hand, I was just realising, you said you were my friend, you said you'd tell me everything, now you're saying there's a secret passage. If there's a kid down there, and I'm hearing these screams, the Moonchild, I suddenly, all I'm thinking in my head is, I'm thinking there's something fucked up going on with kids here.
Which is psychologically real. And actually, to really push the punishment, could you now give me a psychology roll? Actually, yeah, I'll give you an idea. I'll give you an idea roll, because it doesn't really take studied psychology for this.
Yeah.
It's not about deception. Self-deception, maybe.
Yeah, that's a success.
Yeah, he stopped himself and he turned around and he told you the truth. So he kept his promise.
Yeah.
That's why he told you that.
He kept his promise. But the truth he told me means he's implicit in keeping a child locked up in this house.
Yeah, he knows about...
So that's the fury with which I throw him down the stairs, I think.
And obviously sometimes it sounds like something possesses his body and he's completely out of control.
But even before that, with Eric...
And you've just punished him for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, he does have it coming to him, right?
Yeah.
He had it coming.
Well, I think in that moment he does, but at the last moment...
Is the dark logic. It's the dark logic.
As he goes tumbling down the stairs, and I hear Mel and see Alicia, and I think, oh, fuck this a bit.
I think I'm adding the conflict, aren't I?
Yeah. No, it's great. I love it.
Adding the conflict, and I get, maybe, But he was telling the truth, is what you're...
It's like that bit in 300 where he goes, "This is Sparta," and kicks him, and he goes, "Oh, no, shit, sorry, you...
Yeah. Essentially what you realise is that he was going to lie to Eric... But then he realised he couldn't lie to you because of this weird moment outside where he said he was going to... but he was still going to lie to Eric, so...
Oh, I know it was genuine, but...
There are lies.
That doesn't help him.
And there are...
Yeah.
So, hurtling down towards you is the 6'1" figure of the overweight David Barber.
Sorry.
Alicia. Could you give me a dodge roll? I will... I can be persuaded that there might be... I can be persuaded on this, that you might have some kind of advantage, but I think you are quite shocked to see Mary Cabine.
Oh, bloody hell.
So...
Yeah. Is she still golf club in hand, or has she been battered aside? Well, I guess.
There is a golf club at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, how fast is he coming down the stairs? Would I hear him before I...
I mean, that's why I'm giving you the dodge roll. You've heard him, and that's why you've turned and you've seen him. So I'm giving you the dodge roll. Are you going to try and claim a bonus?
I just wondered if that would get me a bonus. Yeah.
How good is your listen?
Standard, I think.
Well, give us a listen roll,
Yeah.
and let's see whether you got a little insight. Actually, no, because you already passed the listen roll.
Oh.
So,
That's a shame, 'cause that was a 3.
a 3, an extreme? Well, I'll take it, because I was going to give it to you anyway, but that's much nicer. Again, you've rolled it. We may as well use it. You rolled a 3.
Only that was your dodge roll.
Yeah.
That gives you a bonus die for the dodge.
Right.
I agree.
So it was 47, so now it is... no, it's still a fail.
God damn it. Okay, so you hear it, you feel that even with the bonus. Fuck yeah, man. And no luck, you can't do the luck thing. No.
What would it be? 20. I mean, I could, but it would halve my luck at this stage.
Yeah, it did.
Realistically, how bad is this going to be? It's not going to kill me.
No. Let's hope that you are lucky. That's 2 points of damage. He totally cannons into you. Unfortunately, that was the maximum.
Oof, David!
And
Ow!
and smacks you into that concrete wall. Your head goes onto it.
Ow.
You realise, in that moment, that must be what got Marie to... You don't bite your own tongue, but the way he hit one of your knees just gives you this excruciating pain.
Oh, my bad knee!
Yeah, because you're in your 40s now, right? And that's... Yeah,
Everything hurts.
That's when the knees start to really complain.
Yeah, everything hurts.
Does she run, or does she swim?
She does a bit of cold water swimming.
Pilates. Cold water swimming and Pilates.
Jeannie's face.
In my head, Alicia still looks exactly like Terry from The Thick of It. And I can't get it out of my head.
Alicia, I think Alicia's pretty hot. I mean, I would.
Depends.
But
Yeah.
Oh, we all
mean,
would.
she's Eric's type, but to the average person, not so much.
You know, if obviously it's all subjective, but if you had to put a percentage, you'd put it a fair bit below average.
Yeah.
40.
Oh, really? Oh.
40 appearance.
Wow.
Wow.
Been really cruel with some of those photos. Well, some of those, not photos, some of those character portraits.
Photos
You're looking
that
at-
I definitely didn't get sent.
They're pretty intense.
My appearance is 20, so
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he looks ill.
hideous.
I mean, I look like Harry Potter if he was a junkie.
You guys look great. You're our heroes. So
Beautiful guys.
you get smacked to the floor. David goes down. Clearly, he's been injured too. Looks quite bad for him. He's bleeding from the brow. It's quite a gusher. It's kind of going across his face, and he goes, "Oh God, Alicia, I'm so sorry, Alicia."
Oh, wow, me legs.
And then you hear this sort of weird sucking up of sound that happens. And then it kind of comes back out again in a wave that goes... And you sort of feel this rush of air. And the boy turns around, and his eyes are really sunken. And he has a dead rabbit in his hands, Mel. And he sort of licks a bit of the pelt to get some of the blood off. And he just places it on the table in front of you and then starts sweeping sigils using the intestinal blood. And he just dips his fingers, and it's absolutely beautiful to watch. The way he does it there's an elegance and sophistication. And as he starts to do it, you realise, Mel, that all over the table there are echoes of previous versions of this. You also realise in the corner of the room there's a stash of tapes where the end of the room that you were looking at with the door, because you were now on the left-hand side of the room as it was as you were looking from the door perspective, you were sat with your back to the bricked-up windows now. You can see the door off to the left now, so you've sort of reversed your position. Mm-hmm. But you can see a stack of tapes and a video recorder and a chart on the wall with various boxes ticked and very intricate handwriting. You recognise both Nathan's and Marie's.
Oh, God.
You can see sort of used, like there's filth everywhere, but there's this sort of weird clean corner. There's no barrier around it. But it's just like it's kept clean. And you see him sort of sweeping these marks, and it is as if he is a robot as he's doing it. But it's organic too, it's beautiful, it's just so persuasive as to this is what humans could be. We aren't this. It's just this incredible achievement that he's doing, this sweeping, like dots and carved horns. You see, a couple of times you see ram horns, sweeps, and like there's a motif of a skull appears. There's a ruff and some gargoyles and some diamonds in their mouths, but they look a little bit like 10-sided dice. No, that disappears suddenly, and then he's adding something else, and and you feel like you're being hypnotized by the process. Could you give me a power roll?
Yes.
It's incredibly fast. You can hear voices out there, and
Like fucking Dark Ages Minority Report.
yes, beautiful,
It's a pass.
beautiful invocation. Yeah, you resist the instinct to fall asleep, and you're wondering whether it might be some kind of effect. And he steps round to the front of the table, but he turns to... Well, actually, he steps to the front of the table, and he turns, and his head just keeps turning and turning and turning until he's looking... And you hear the neck break, and he turns
like an owl.
and looks back at you like an owl and says, "Don't worry, I'll make this quick." And he goes... So he's facing the door. Would you like to try to do anything? You have your coat on still, but I think your bag is down by your side.
Okay.
Where were you keeping the heart? In the bag?
It was in the bag. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's down by the chair.
I think I'd say to him, I've got something for you, if you want it.
So the three of you all hear that. Eric, you're at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. Just on my own now, basically. Right?
Well, I think, I think there's a slightly shocked looking Ray West looking at what he's done, but it's, I wouldn't say he's frozen, but there's just the tiny agency you have, Eric, over Ray. The lighting is weird because it's all from a mobile phone that's fallen.
Yeah.
But there's just enough lighting to see that Alicia's taken a nasty knock. She's trying to get up under David's taken a much worse knock. Murray is trying to get him.
So we can see the stairs go straight down. There's no turn, right? So we can see...
Straight down, corridor, no, straight down, yeah. It's a sort of nightmarish, chiaroscuro scene.
I'm probably kind of speechless after everything that's happened, so I think I just get my phone out, turn on my torch and add it, just to sort of shed a bit more light on the scene at the bottom of the stairs.
And you hear this, I can give you some... I can give you something if you want it. Is that what you said? No.
I've got something for you if you want it.
I've got something for you if you want it. In Mel's voice. He turns and goes, go on.
Down here in my bag. You won't be disappointed.
He looks at you, and he looks at the bag, and his tongue comes out, and it glows across the table, and it slides down off the end of the table, and it goes into the bag, and it starts wrapping around.
Packet of Werther's original.
And he screams. The tongue recoils, and the boy collapses, clutching his head, and you can hear this child screaming, guys.
Fuck.
This is atavistic in its... A child in pain is screaming. You heard Mel's voice saying, I can give you something, and then a child screaming.
Mel, what are you doing?
I think I start making my way, start running down the stair. Yeah, good.
Well, let's go dexterity order out of the three of you.
I'm 55.
My dex is 60.
Mine is bad, 50, so I think I'll probably go last.
So Ray has the edge.
I say, Eric, we've got to get down there. Alicia, I'm sorry. And I take off one of my shoes, and I just pop it in the gap so the door can't close on us at the top of the stairs.
Nice.
Because it's all like these sort of automatically, silently. I just don't want to be trapped down there. But I start going down. I shift Ramon's papoose to my back again.
Yeah.
And I start down the stairs towards Alicia.
That action will probably cost you the agency of going first, I would have.
That's fine, yeah.
But you've secured the entrance, so you're not necessarily going to get locked in.
Yeah.
Aware that Nathan is outside, potentially, but also has driven off. It's a bit confusing, so exactly. I like your style. So, which leaves Alicia. You managed to get up from underneath, and you're okay. David's out of it. Marie's out of it. I mean, they're both awake, just Marie barely. And you're right by the door, Alicia.
I think, is David conscious?
Yes. Oh yeah. But he's sort of rolling in pain, going, "Oh God, I think I might have broken my arm."
God.
I bend down over him and I say, David, I need to know now. What the fuck is going on here? What's going to be through that door?
It's the Moonchild, corrupted. And Eric, you hear that as you go, no offense meant, but lumbering down. I mean, but you can go past them. They're a bit of a...
It does very specifically say on my character sheet, I am ungainly.
Yeah.
So lumbering is fair.
Like a Soviet tank just driving over the bodies.
You can go straight past them, or you can stop at this conversation and listen, but you do hear that. The corrupted Moonchild.
I think as I reach them, I put my foot squarely on David's chest and say,
No more lies.
I'm not lying. I swear. And the foot, your foot starts to glow because it's on the chest and the heart is glowing.
What is that? What the fuck is that, David?
I belong to him. And he grabs your leg.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Could you give me a strength roll?
God, it's all got really brawly.
We're all going to die in a basement in Norwich. Oh, God. The worst.
We're all going to get beaten up by a child in Norwich.
At least it's not Luton, I suppose.
At least it's not Hemel Hempstead.
Oh, good. That's a pass on my strength. Regular success on my strength. If it would be useful, I could spend some luck to make it hard.
You might need to make that a hard.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. That's another piss away another 8 points of luck in Norwich.
Okay, so you feel this intense strength holding you, but you just hold as well, and you manage to pull your leg free.
Yeah.
Much stronger than you were expecting him to be in that sort of single grab. One hand, not even two hands. Like leg versus hand shouldn't be that tough.
Yeah.
And he springs to his feet between the two of you. But in that moment, Ray is going to do something else. Mel.
Hello.
The boy stands up and looks absolutely confused. And really, he looks exhausted, drawn, emaciated. And he goes, "Oh God, help, help. I don't understand what's..." And then so he turns into the 13-year-old, like extending. Well, his fingers go long, and his hair drops down, and he's, in fact, looks beyond 13. He looks like a horrific kind of creature of a human.
Oh, God.
Could you give me a sanity roll?
Oh, God. Oh, I'm gonna go mad. Oh, my God, it's a 98 on a 57.
Oh, brilliant. Ooh. Brilliant.
Fuck.
It's not a fumble.
So fucked.
Not quite a fumble.
But that's another sanity lost, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
How's she doing? Have you lost a fifth of your sanity?
Nearly.
Not quite. Yeah, you're quite
I'm on
close.
56 now.
Yeah, you were quite close though. Okay, and the tongue comes out and goes, clever trick. Through his tongue, clever trick. And then the tongue goes straight for your mouth.
Oh. That's gross.
Could you give me a strength roll?
Oh, God. Dear.
It is opposed. Unbelievable.
Christ.
Oh, dear. That's a 75 on a 55.
Okay. Yeah, and it's pushing, and you're trying to keep your teeth shut. It's almost like it splits and starts to push your teeth apart with two tendrils.
That is so disgusting.
Two incredibly strong tendrils, and you feel it, and then it plunges it in, and you feel this kind of weird celestial burst of understanding.
No me gusta.
Of being able to see far beyond this tiny fucking basement in Norwich. But you feel also something draining out of you into it. Blood. You feel blood leaving you into this thing.
God. Oh, God.
Could you lose... Ooh. So sorry. You lose 3 hit points.
Whoa. Okay.
In blood loss.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Could you give me a constitution roll to see if you will arrive conscious or unconscious?
I've passed that 33 on a 50.
Conscious, yeah.
That's worse.
And,
I know.
And anyone who is a member of the 13 is transported in that moment to a silver birch grove.
Oh, fuck.
12 miles away from Norwich. Hello. It was at this point that we realised that this episode was going to be 2 episodes long. So you might want to think of this as a sort of interval moment, or a sort of intermission, if you're feeling old-fashioned, and you miss that sort of thing at the cinema. Good luck with the second half.
Not here again. Well, it's the first time I've been here in this scenario, but I recognise it, I imagine.
You can smell piss and shit on yourselves.
Ramen. Christ, I let you go outside.
Ramen is not with you.
Oh, fuck off.
Hang on, are we there in our minds, or are we actually physically there?
The men, you have 2 days of growth on your face. You are scattered around in this clearing with these silver birch trees. It's dark. Someone is sat in the centre of a ritual circle, and he has this Jacob sheep skull that he's holding. There's a dead body next to you, Eric. You recognise it as Stacy, Just.
Oh my God.
There is Maggie Stern, stood, her hair dishevelled, sort of slightly swaying. There's John Vinegar opposite her, next to you, Alicia. He's holding tarot cards, shaking. Mel is attached to a chair, tied to it, and the people missing are Greg Draper and Nathan Hill. You're in a circle around it, and you can see stars above. Somewhere off to your left, there's a blaze of a fire.
There goes Norwich.
Are we dressed in our own clothes, modern clothes?
You're dressed in your own clothes, but time has passed, and you've shat and pissed yourselves. You feel famished and thirsty.
I look around the circle and I say, "Oh, almost all of us are here. What do we do then? What do we do about this fucking mess?"
Who is it sat there with the skull? Is it David?
It looks like this... Oh, David's lying there, Marie's lying there. They're both unconscious.
Right.
They both look quite badly wounded. Bridget is stood, hunched, long hair over her face.
Sadako.
No sign of the children.
Sarah?
Sarah stood there, eyes up. Sort of, she looks a bit ecstatic and her mouth is moving. You four are the only ones who seem to have any capacity/agency. The others all seem to be in states of unconsciousness, death, or catatonia, or...
I think I hiss out to the other three, "Ray, Eric, Lisa, can one of you cut me free?"
Oh yeah, are we bound or...
No, you're not bound.
No.
The three of you are not bound.
Do I have anything on me that I could cut through rope with?
Do you? Do you have any penknives or anything like that?
Well, it depends what's on me. I mean, my main thing is where the fuck's Ramen gone?
Give us a luck roll. You got your clothes.
My main thing is where's Ramen gone?
Well, it is.
Yeah, of course it is. It's ramen. Yeah. It's ramen.
We said which people aren't here. He's not here.
Yeah.
Which people aren't here? It sounds like which people are here.
That's a 40. Oh, which is a success on my luck.
Yeah, you got a little penknife.
Yeah.
Yes.
From a yoga retreat you did, weirdly.
Yeah. And I mainly use it for taking apart PCs, but
Yoga and knives.
it means the knife's still sharp.
Yeah, in Llandudno Wells. Yeah. One of those little tourist knives.
But as I'm sort of panically looking around me, I go over to Mel and I take out my penknife and I'm just on autopilot, just like, yeah, here. And I start cutting through her bonds.
Yeah. You see, tucked inside her jacket is a grey lump. It's in front of her heart. I say tucked. It looks like it might be attached in some way to her.
Oh no.
What's that? Looks like an owl pellet or something.
No, it's...
And as the two of you look in the kind of weird flickering firelight, you see that this grey, petrified heart is attached by threads to you.
Oh no.
You have this sore pain over your chest.
Someone's sewn it in. Fuck.
Hold on. Best not to panic. And I actually stop cutting through the bonds for a sec, because in my head I can just picture her panically ripping it off, and
It's alright, no, okay, no, I'm not gonna, I don't want to touch it.
Just breathe.
I don't want to touch it.
You managed to get her free of her bonds. The other two of you, could you give me a listen roll while those two are doing that?
Oh wow, that is an extreme success.
Nice.
Ears of the hawk.
It's a fail for me.
Ears of the...
Sadly.
Size of a sparrow.
What was it?
It's not just a motorbike, it's a Triumph motorbike, and you remember...
Speed of the Puma.
Oh.
Greg Draper being keen on Triumph motorbikes at university.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear it's in the distance, but it's getting closer.
Am I by any chance next to Alicia?
You are next to Alicia on your right and Stacey on your left.
Stacey's body.
Yeah, she's in a hospital robe. Her face doesn't look
Stacey's mum.
quite normal.
Oh.
There's something weird about her arm, her left arm, and her clavicle, and like the chest area looks really warped and blackened.
Oh.
I try to put that out of my mind as I lean in close to Alicia and say,
Greg's coming. I can hear his bike.
The boy stands up when you say that, and he turns, and he looks at you, Eric. He puts the skull down, and he looks at you. And where his eyes should be, there are fields of stars. Could you give me... What would you like to do?
what would I like to do? I would like to walk up to him and speak to him, but it might be that I'm unable to because of this spectacle.
No, you could try doing that, but are you going to look him in the eye? You've seen that there's these sort of glittering star fields.
Yes,
but you haven't really studied.
I would like to try. What I would like to try to do is to look him in the eye and try and put myself in the mindset of the financial consultant speaking to a client.
Nice.
I'd like to try and harness that.
Yeah.
Let me fix this problem, kind of.
Which is higher, your accountancy or your power?
Thank you. It's my account. It's my accounting by quite some distance.
If you roll accountancy, I'll roll power.
Okay.
Good luck.
And I can tell you what I'm saying as I look into his eyes. Okay, so before I roll, I will tell you. So I look into his eyes and I sort of maybe take a step towards him and say,
I wish to speak to the Prince of Air. I understand there's a debt to be settled, a ledger to consult. We should have everything out, deal with our affairs.
And it's a hard success in my accounting.
That's the joy of Dark Ages monstrosities. They do so love. They do so love their accounting.
Don't they?
Hard success. How good was your hard success?
Well, I mean, if you're asking me if I can afford to make it an extreme,
I'm intrigued, but I think a hard will do it. I mean, I'm just interested.
I could make it extreme.
A hard will do it.
My
a hard will do it.
Fine.
Because it's player agency. You feel this burning sensation up your arm, but then it sort of starts to fade. You can actually see the black going from the scar up towards your elbow. But then it starts to fade back, and he smiles and he says, "How interesting. Finally, someone willing to make a ledger, make a wager, make a deal. It's been so long. I'm so glad, Eric, that you could see that I would be interested in that. Thank you."
Horrible.
And he steps back towards the skull, picks it up and says, "I think you were looking for this. Your original mistake. Too many horns, my friends. Too many horns." And he puts it down and puts one foot on it and addresses you like a sort of, almost, there's a quality of sort of Mick Jagger about the way he does that. Sort of strutting, peacocking, teenage feet, but incredibly other. And he says, "Ow. A dirty old Spaniard. That's what you called him, Mel. The Jacob sheep, known for many years as a Spanish sheep. Do you remember, Alicia, the history of it?"
What?
They say that it was brought to these shores from a ship from the Armada, one of those Spanish galleons that sank threatening these shores when John Dee whispered his words to save a nation. A dirty old Spaniard. You made me laugh then. You always make me laugh, Mel. I want you to join me. Replace these useless people. I'm tired of them. They bore me. But the four of you, even with your trinkets, and his tongue comes out and lashes a bit in the dark, and then goes back in again. You hear this motorbike getting louder and louder. And he's looking at you, Mel, as he says that. And he's taken his eye off Alicia and Ray, because he's so focused on the other two. Do Alicia and Ray do anything? I think both Mel and Eric are aware that focus is on them, and they sort of, like, I've got to hold this ground because he's focusing on us. Two different forms of hate coming at you.
I'm scanning around. Do I have my papoose on me, or is that gone too?
Papoose is still there, slightly wet,
but Ramon's gone.
Wet around the midriff, but yeah.
Well, check it. What's the wet? It's not blood, is it?
Probably just your piss. You must have been lying down and pissed
Right.
yourself.
But all I want to spend my turn is I've still got the penknife in my hand, but I'm just scanning around to see. And I just do a couple of little clicks, like, just to see. I don't want to attract the attention to me, but I just want to see if I.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. You hear this deep in the trees, and you see two red eyes start to move towards through the silver birches, and as you look, you kind of go like, oh, maybe there's something more beyond those birch trees, and it begins to come back to you. You went to a place, didn't you? You went to it was Beckenham? No, not Beckenham.
Bexhill.
It was just past Reedham. Yeah, just past Reedham, on the edge of the Broads, a few miles outside of Norwich. Beckhithe. That was it. That was the name of the place. Beckhithe.
Of course.
And then you remember the old tales of Black Shuck. This massive dog's head starts to come through the trees. It's so big that it's beyond your understanding. It must be, the head is the size of a man.
Is it a multi-poo?
It is not a multi-poo. Could you give me a sanity roll?
Yeah.
Black Shuck is not a multi-poo.
That's a 93 on my... Wait. Yeah. Right.
Have you seen Black Shuck?
Fucked it.
You have lost 5 points of sanity, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that pushes me into about...
If it takes you up to your... Actually, no, because this is a fresh day, so it's not a fifth in the day. You've had a rest.
But it's
so it's 5 points. So could you give me an intelligence roll? See if you fully comprehend the nature of Black Shuck.
64, so I don't.
You failed your intelligence roll.
Yeah.
Perfect.
My intelligence is only 45.
Then you do not suffer a bout of madness. A large, escaped animal is just on the edge of this clearing.
Yeah.
And you are totally distracted in that moment, all of you. Well, actually, Alicia, I didn't give you an opportunity to act. The two of you, Mel and Eric, it may not seem dynamic, but what you've done is great work there.
No, I think half of my intention is just...
You are the distraction, the two of you.
Exactly.
The two of you, with the heart and the fact you did that, it's pissed him off. So, Alicia, no pressure.
Don't fuck it up.
If I can snatch the penknife off of Ray...
Yeah, definitely. I think he stood there looking in fear and terror into the copse of trees.
Yeah, I'm not going to resist if you try to.
I'm looking at him like, what are you doing? You've got a knife. And I just snatch it off and go, oh, for God's sake.
It's very Alicia.
Snatch it off him and just plunge it into this figure in front of us.
So you charge the figure. Yeah.
Stab a kid.
Wow.
Fuck.
It's not a kid.
Go on then, give us a brawl roll. A browl. That's always when I'm stressed. I say browl.
I think it is a kid.
It's not a kid.
It is.
I think it is, and I think it shifts. I don't know.
Kids don't turn into big-tongued goblins.
No?
Not on a regular basis.
Not on a regular basis.
Well, in this house.
Don't make out like I'm the villain here.
Well, I'm waiting to see.
Time will tell.
What's that? Brawl. Fighting brawl. Oh, that's a big old fail. 59 on base 20.
Congratulations, you didn't kill a kid.
Didn't kill a monster either.
Yeah. You sort of swing past
Alicia, no.
But he was distracted enough. He didn't even dodge. He sort of looks at you and goes, Alicia, you too. At which point, this bike suddenly just bursts into the clearing.
Meatloaf.
In an heroic...
It's ramen.
Is it Hagrid?
It's Hagrid. It's Robbie Coltrane, back from the dead.
Bat out of hell.
Too soon. Still hurts.
No, I'd love it.
More for his stuff for playing the legendary psychologist, detective, whose name I can't remember. Fucking love that show. Cracker. Fucking what a show.
He immediately interrogates the child.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Halligan, get in here. Greg Draper appears, and the first thing you all see is he only has one arm. The other arm is metal.
It's rock and roll.
What?
No.
He only has one real arm. The other one's a hook that has a metal forearm, and he pulls the bike to a halt, using a kind of clever contraption on the left hand and the classic right hand.
What a sick guy. That's fucking amazing.
And he gets off the bike and goes... I can't remember if he had an accent. I've only done text, haven't I? I've only done
South Africa
for breakfast.
Yeah, we haven't met him yet.
I don't think we've met him yet. All right, yeah. All right, we haven't done Midlands.
Oh no, don't do Midlands for Greg.
So it's probably time.
No, come on, he's a hero.
We're like, oh, he's so cool.
Dublin.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with a Black Country hero, but I do think your accent's not going to be good enough.
We all know that.
Fighting words
anyone do a
there.
good Black Country.
Fighting talk.
But he gets off the bike and goes...
What does he go?
Where does he go?
Drum roll,
Does
please.
he go?
Holy hell, you lot, use these! And he throws this bag of saws.
Of course. He's from Western Supermare. Everyone from there carries a bag of sauce.
Yeah. He goes, cut your arms off!
Fuck me.
What?
And you see tourniquets are in there as well.
Yeah.
And he pulls out this gun, and he points it at the Moonchild turns and looks at him. You can see, Greg, that he's sort of scanning across the clearing with the gun, and there's a moment's hesitation as if he can't quite tell where the Moonchild is.
He can't see him, but like we can see him.
You can still see the Moonchild. There's this sensation that Greg can't seem to quite see what you see, almost like it's through a fog or something.
Can I shout?
Yeah.
I just want to shout. I want to point and shout. I just want to go, Greg, he's there! He's there! By that clump of grass. I just want to point to him.
The Moonchild narrows his eyes and kind of, you hear this snarl, as if the game's up.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, Greg. I didn't mean to... Shit, of course. But as he looked, he's focused.
Well, I think in that moment his mouth, lower jaw distends and the tongue comes out.
Oh, fuck. Okay, it's kicking off.
And it grabs his arm, Greg's arm, and his gun starts firing wildly, and he's pulling. Can everyone roll luck?
Shite.
Good
I told you it was
God.
the right thing to do to kill that
It's all
kid.
gone 127 hours.
19, good.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't spend that luck. I've just passed that.
Oh, 44 on 41, a fail.
Oh dear.
35 on 34.
Oh, yeah, that's a miss.
How did you get on, Dannon?
Ooh,
I
interesting.
succeeded.
I succeeded.
Alicia, remarkably, Alicia, you take only 2 hit points from a stray bullet.
How remarkable.
Yeah.
A bullet misses you, Mel, by a fraction of an inch.
With these cheeks.
I mean, it probably goes through your hair.
Yeah, through my thinning hair.
Yeah, exactly.
And suddenly you've got that same asymmetric haircut as Marie.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
But then a bullet hits the kid,
Last person. Oh.
and he swings back. And Greg goes, "You're not gonna get me, you fucker!" And he fires again. And he takes him down. Yeah, and the kid drops onto his back. Like,
Shit.
I say kid, like 13/monstrous, timeless, Starfield-eyed horror.
Yeah.
But it is the 13-year-old version rather than the more infant version that Mel saw.
The 8-year-old.
Well, that makes it okay for you, does it, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it easier for all of us, I think.
I don't agree, listeners. I don't agree.
It's a monster!
They're all children. Even the cunts.
It's not a child.
Dan, could you give me a sanity roll for Eric Wilson as the stars pull away? Their sense of understanding slips away from you.
They're still children. Just because they're cunts doesn't stop them being
What it
children.
might all have been worth, even the cunts.
Mm-hmm.
Even the supernatural cunts are children.
Sorry, I'm doing a sanity roll for looking into his eyes. Yeah?
Essentially, yes, it's a belayed.
Great.
A belayed.
No, it's very fair, and it's what's my sanity at these days? Yes, it's a regular success.
Amazing. Okay, right. So you lose. Oh yeah, you lose 3 sanity.
Oh dear.
How does that put you?
Okay, it's not the same day, so I'm okay.
Yep.
I've lost a total of 11 points of sanity.
It's nice. It's good. I'm glad I got some damage in.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still okay.
You can hear someone heavy moving in the woods.
Oh dear.
From the opposite side of the weird dog head, which, by the way, can no longer be seen. Ray West.
It's just vanished.
Yeah. You can't see it now.
Merged with the trees.
Maybe. Or with the darkness. Probably more likely the darkness.
Yeah,
I think... I don't know who the agency is with, but...
Well, you just lost sanity, so tell me what you're thinking. Yes.
Well, I'm thinking that I go to Alicia, grabbing one of these saws and one of these tourniquets, and I just look in her eyes with probably what is a crazed look, and I say,
Let me do it.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, all right then. Do you want me to do you first?
If you think you can, or I'll do myself.
Age before beauty.
but I start wrapping a tourniquet around her arm, the arm that has the
scar.
The scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go on then. Do it.
Mel, before that happens, Mel, what do you do?
I don't want to cut my arm off. That's nuts.
Can you give me a power roll?
Yeah.
Alicia's comforted by the fact that Greg looks fucking cool.
18 on a 60. Smashed it in the bum hole. Cut that, please.
Yeah.
So sorry.
No, too good. Got to keep that.
No, I'm so sorry. That's a horrible thing to say. I'm not that sorry.
The hemorrhoids haven't fully healed yet.
But smash it still we do.
Chance to be a fine thing.
Yeah, so true. I'm
already getting over the fact that I've got a mummified heart sewn into my chest. I'm not ready to cut an arm off. It's been a big night.
And John Vinegar suddenly just snaps out of it and steps towards you and goes, Mel, oh God, you too. And he shows you his arm, and his arm is blackened up to the shoulder. And you realise that your arm is blackened up to the shoulder.
Oh fuck!
And he says,
Well, I can't cut it off then, can I?
Yeah, because you passed your power roll. And he says, we have to cut it off.
Fuck. All right. Fuck it. All right. Fine.
And he goes over and grabs 2 saws and 2 tourniquets, and he sort of he kneels down in front of you, and like he's incredibly handsome, right?
Well, I mean, if someone's going to cut your arm off, you want it to be a hot bloke. It's okay.
You've always been pretty sure he's gay. He always says he's bisexual, but he's probably gay.
Even if he's bisexual, he's not going to slip it to Mel.
I'm imagining George Clooney in the ER days.
Yeah, it's like this weird moment of connection between the two of you, and you always had the gifts. And although the black line up to the shoulder is like it's very faint over the bicep, it does seem to be like it's yours is there. Whereas these guys, they could possibly just chop off their hand, and they might be okay.
I've got to do full Jared Leto.
But you've got to do what Greg has.
Requiem for a Dream.
And all you hear is these weird worms. Weird worms? You hear these weird worm words where Greg says, I lost it in an accident.
Where's he from?
He's from the West Country, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, if I was doing it a lot, you'd get it.
He's from Western Superman.
Jesus fucking Christ. Everyone's a critic. That's the problem. It does sound a bit like my Norfolk. I have to work on it.
It's just the rotic R's.
But anyway, he's got
a very rotic R's.
Rotic arse. He's got an erotic arse, is a problem. He's a pirate, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
He dashes over to... you notice that he dashes over to Maggie, not to you, Ray. Which would make sense, because Greg always had a soft spot for Maggie.
Yeah. I'm just happy to see him. I don't mind that.
And you're beginning to think, actually, Ray, as you look at them, everyone is with the person they had a soft spot for back in the day.
Yeah. Except for me, of course.
Although Mel probably would never have admitted that she liked John in that way.
I didn't like him.
But John clearly once confided to you saying...
I did. I liked him a lot.
Saying drunkenly if there was anyone... And you'd said, shoot, it would be like Maggie. And
yeah.
And he went, no, Mel every time.
No, it's a big fridge-shaped Mel.
Fridge-shaped.
Absolute fridge.
As wide as she is tall, like a square. A lovely cube.
Because of how he felt about her. That was essentially what he was saying. And you look around and you realise that...
But I think...
Sarah's just communing weirdly.
Yeah.
And David's unconscious.
And some of them are dead. I mean, fucking... Stacey's dead.
Stacey's dead. And then Bridget looks at you. And there's tears streaming down her face. And she holds out a sword.
Yeah.
And she says, you or me? Who goes first?
Paper, scissors, stone?
I don't know. And I think, I can't help it. I think there's just a moment of, I think it stems from, the unresolved thing of feeling left out when everyone else was getting the visions of the birch tree, and I thought things were being hidden from me. And it also stems from the fact that no one else has mentioned it, but I'm just here with an empty fucking cradle of the thing I love most in the world. And I see her cry, and I just scream into the night sky. I just scream, Roman! Where is Roman? What have you done with him?
As you do that scream into the night sky,
Yeah.
resounding through the field of stars above,
Yeah.
it's almost as if you summon David from the ground. He's been this unconscious figure, this big guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not muscular like Nathan, but overweight.
No, yeah.
And he languidly rises up with your scream.
Oh my God.
And you and Bridget immediately see that his eyes are completely black.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And there's some transference of that grin.
Oh.
Of the dying boy's grin back on his face.
Yeah.
And he's right next to you. It's like he's sprung up in between you and Bridget.
Oh shit. Okay.
And his hands come up. Now you've given your penknife. Well, no.
Yeah.
Alicia's taken your penknife.
Yeah.
So,
but do I have anything? I must have some
well, as
a weapon.
You're searching your pockets.
Any weapon.
You're searching your pockets.
Yeah. Is that? Can I? I'll just do a quick. Well, I don't know if he's coming straight at me. Do I have a moment as he's rising to just?
I'm imagining from your physical description of what you're doing, you are frantically searching your pockets for something.
It's frantic. That's the emphasis. It's frantic.
And I think what happens is you're frantic and you're looking around frantically searching as he's approaching towards you.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to try and throttle you.
Yeah. Anything that's not just hands.
Just as your eyes land on the ground by the centre of the clearing, you see a leather-bound book, Monsters and Their Kind.
Yeah.
That's the book. It's sitting there in the centre of the clearing.
Yeah.
And your hand touches on the thing that both you, Dan, and you and I forgot. In fact, this whole party forgot.
What?
You asked me perfectly reasonably as a player, do I have a knife on me? Oh, yeah, you actually have a Tibetan shamanic stake/nail style divination dagger, a purba that you took with you, of course.
The purba. It's in. I still have it.
You still have it.
Okay.
Because you passed your luck roll.
Yeah.
And you find it in your pocket.
I'll pull it out.
Now.
Yeah. Hold it aloft. I mean, I've just done this scream, I suppose, and then he rises up, and frantically,
he's charging towards you, and he's.
Do I have to unsheath it, or is it? It's
down
sheathed
the last meter away. No, it's unsheathed.
Luckily,
it's got one. It has on the head a sort of demon's-like, godlike face at the hilt at the top, and then it has this ornately carved handle in bronze.
Oh, Christ, I love it.
And then this fabulous crossguard section, which is sort of enveloping lotus petal style, and then four blades that intersect to create a kind of cross of a.
That's lush. I actually want
of a dagger's end, and it's only about 3 inches long, the actual blade, so it's quite short.
Okay,
but
I still feel like that would do that's going to do far more damage than my hands or my general sense of panic.
Is that what you'd like to do? Do you want to try and stab him with it?
Yeah, I want to. If I pulled it out and it's it's unsheathed, I see the shining 4 blades. Yeah, sure.
Essentially, yeah. It's like it's one blade made of 4 intersecting. If you see what I mean, like a cross-shaped blade.
Okay, yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I want to raise that up like double-handed above me, and if he keeps coming,
I think it's fair to say you feel a sense of power. Now, are you to try and hit him, or are you going to try and... I'm leading the witness here slightly.
No, but it is a good question.
I think what I should tell you...
feel like...
What I should tell you at this late stage of the game is that I think you sense in that moment...
I mean, I'm panicked, that's the only thing. I'm frenetic, so there is a moment of like, yeah, sorry, carry on.
Violence... No, but it's exactly that. It's fight or flight thinking.
Yeah.
Violence within the Buddhist tradition is not the answer.
No.
This is a ritual dagger. And I think you sense a gateway opening, particularly in this moment, this ritual space. And perhaps the flooding back of all of the 20 years that have gone past. You suddenly feel the evening is the same, for it is the night again. It is All Hallows.
Yeah.
And you realise that you could have a 5% chance of using some Cthulhu mythos held within this weapon.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that is definitely what I want to do. Because there's, like you said, it's only like, 2-3 inches?
Well, like, the handle's a good 5 inches long, but there's...
I can do some damage with it, but I'm not going to... And I feel the power, but also there's the power of him coming with the dark eyes and what I've just witnessed, and the frenetic thing of just seeing this beast and then calling for Ram, and I think I do just want to hook back into all of that knowledge... or accumulated knowledge, and I just want to, I'll do a roll.
And what are you trying to do with this roll? What does Ray try to do?
I want to know how to... I want to know if there's anything that I've read or anything that I've come across in the past that's like invading me in this moment of panic that will tell me how to use it properly, because I know that with Buddhism, especially this Tibetan prayer, like, it's like, what do I use it for?
I know your occult isn't that high, but perhaps if you, or your library, perhaps if you give me an occult roll.
Occult? Yeah. Or retroactive library use from years ago. No, okay.
I was thinking library use could be an option.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I get.
And I'll see how good it is.
Here we go. Okay.
Not that we're desperate.
Not that there's any pressure in this situation. I feel like, no, it'll be fine, right? That's literally, and I'm just going to show you, a 3.
So it passes... oh my goodness. Okay, wow.
Actually, now I'm thinking it might not be good.
No, but so it passes your library use, your occult,
yes,
and your Cthulhu mythos that is held within the blade. I know it's not necessarily what you know.
Yeah.
It's what the blade knows of its wielder.
Oh, lush.
And perhaps that's what you begin to feel, is this sort of weird bond.
Yeah.
And if Ray comes out of this alive, I have a funny feeling you may have a difficult relationship with this item.
Yeah, I think I might do. It's the way like algorithms learn from each other as well. There's no sentience there, or is there? But the transference gradually without the... feels like that.
And Ray's off on one, and he doesn't maybe even realise that what he's done is he's brought it straight down into David's heart.
Oh, shit. Yeah, straight through.
Like an adrenaline shot.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction style.
But your hand sort of just goes straight through into the lotus flower, and it's like it expands in this black light, and it goes all over him, like petals, melting across his neck and his face, and just at the last second you see his black eyes become normal.
Yeah,
and there's terror in his eyes, maybe with just on a 3, I think.
Yeah,
with a touch of relief.
Oh.
And he is literally turning to ashes in front of you.
And I go, oh, sorry, Dave, that's... didn't mean to... But he's proper Gon Voldemort. He's just...
It's going to sting in the morning.
Yeah, I imagine so.
And I think it's... I'm not even going to roll. Instantly lose Sanderson for that.
Yeah.
And indeed, you all do. Everybody watching. But no, because it's a new day, that isn't going to knock anybody over.
No.
And it is sort of like a kind of waving peel of growth into annihilation.
Oh.
And this sort of...
Just thinking of annihilation, actually, as you described it. Yeah.
They flutter down, and it is wonderfully organic, like petals falling.
Oh, man.
And no doubt you hear a bell ringing.
Oh, I think I do.
And it's not a ship's bell. It's a bell on a monastery on a far mountain.
Yeah.
Ringing into the valley beneath the Annapurna range.
Oh, and that sound is going to stay in my head.
And it will ring and ring and ring in Ray's head.
Oh, yeah. Until I find it.
And David is gone. he's disappeared into ashes.
I feel like I'm just going to, I'm going to sink to my knees and I don't think I even say anything. Just sink to my knees and just stare into the space that he did take up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's a power that brings us above. And you look the same way that Eric was looking down to see the mystery, but the mystery is just chaos. Signs and shapes and symbols. And from our higher vantage point, we can perhaps see a shadow, an echo of David's body falling into the ashen pile of the grass and the earth, the dirt beneath him, where he was. But it dissipates and becomes irregular, flickering in the firelight. And by contrast, we look and see an opposite shape, this boy, this elfin child, bleeding out into the earth, and with this big, wide grin.
Yeah.
And the blood going into the earth, but you get this vague sense that the blood will just come back, and there's just a physical form.
Yeah.
And that something is still free and at large. But as the first bite of the saw blade goes into... Which one was it, Eric or Alicia who was going first?
Well, it was going to be Alicia, but I think just before the sword blade goes in, I reach around in my pocket to see if I can find any more of this bag of coke.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I just say,
I don't know whether this will help, but it's worth a fucking try.
And I sort of just basically shovel a load into her mouth. And do the same for myself.
They used to use essentially amphetamines prior to the discovery of ether as an anaesthetic, but it wasn't very.
Yeah.
And I pull the tourniquet tight, and the saw, this rusty old saw goes like across the skin. Doesn't really bite.
Why did you
properly.
pick a rusty one, Eric? The whole bag to choose from.
Sorry. I mean, I wasn't going to punish you with blood poisoning, but I was going to give you a sword.
And I try again, and I lean down on the back of the blade with one arm and push and give it like a real shove, so it tried to bite into the flesh.
And there's obviously Alicia screams, and as we're at distance, Nathan runs into the group, and Greg just turns and fires into his face, and Nathan drops.
Good.
And Greg's shaking, and then he vomits, and we're going higher and higher as we sense that we're part of the field of stars. And then everything goes black, and there's silence for a moment, and then a kind of sense of movement, the same way that we were transported away, and we just go back to that basement, and we see Ramen just licking away at an old bowl of food, looking up at the stairs, just waiting for his friend and master to come back. A little lost dog in a big, big world.
Aren't we all little lost dogs in big old worlds?
And that's the end of the Moonchild.
Oh, God.
Can I just ask about the saws? Like, were they all metal saws for woodwork, or did we have some junior hacksaws in there?
There were junior hacksaws. They were not rusty. That was like, Greg wasn't trying to give you blood poisoning. No. But he is an undertaker, so he's got anatomical saws. They were.
Okay. I was imagining a big old wood saw.
He's an undertaker, isn't he? So he's got these.
Of course he is. They're bone saws.
They're bone saws. So that's. But
that horrible high-pitched noise they make.
But that's the four of them. So let's just have one roll, one Constitution roll to see if you survive.
Oh fuck.
Oof.
From all of us. Actually, that makes sense because I feel like
that seems fair.
It was me or Bridget, right, holding out our arms, but we would have all had to do it in the end, right?
I really hope I haven't killed Alicia.
Mel.
So am I rolling for myself, or I'm rolling for myself?
Roll for yourself.
Mel's rolled 92. on a 50.
She's dead.
Well, maybe not, because if it was a fumble, you probably would be dead. But that you may still have a chance. What kind of luck have you got left?
Fuck all, mate. 34.
34.
Sort of luck. What luck?
Dan, what did you get?
-3, -4.
You know what my rolls are like? You know what my dice are like?
Really high.
My constitution is only 45. And I've rolled a 0-2.
It's an extreme success. Excellent.
Success.
All right.
Oh, wow.
It's a good survival.
Fantastic.
No one likes a one-armed smug man.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out whether if this doesn't kill him, the cancer probably will. So
I'm
God.
yeah.
It's so...
Fucking hell. Well, I got an 86 on my 60.
Oh.
But I've got plenty of luck, so I could spend...
Yeah.
Spend it, please.
Spend it.
You just don't want it on your conscience.
I can't.
26.
I can't die with this on my conscience.
I'll spend the luck. 26, isn't it?
How did you do, Dana?
I got a 23, which even after spending what I've spent
Yeah.
is just a success.
Just a success.
And I'm assuming we all had to do it. So in that moment, but like when Bridget said me or you, and I sort of,
Yeah.
we both would have had to do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like in that moment I probably did just exhaust myself and hold out my arm for her to do it to me, right? But I've succeeded, so...
Yeah. Okay, so with an extreme success, you get an opportunity to help someone else to survive. So could you do your first aid?
That's me, is it? Yeah.
Eric Wilson gets to do first aid on, let's see who else is really struggling.
Mel. It's Mel who's the one who's the goner, right?
She's so gone.
Yeah. Well, you can choose to help Mel or Maggie, because Maggie's really struggling as well.
Oh, don't make me choose.
It's your choice. I'll tell you what I'll tell you is that
Motherfucker.
John Vinegar, who is a nurse, has absolutely aced slicing his own arm off.
Judy's face.
Hey man, no judgment.
Well, listen. I think even without knowing that, I think you know that. Like, I had a bit of a connection with Maggie.
Yeah, you did.
Not like a connection I had with Alicia,
No.
but
The thing is, Maggie's just been such a great role player throughout this whole thing.
yeah, I really appreciate Maggie's work. Yeah.
We've really connected. We all feel so connected to Maggie.
Mel's been off doing her own adventure,
So
so I
blame the keeper.
that's a hard success on my first aid.
Hard success on the first aid, good. So Vinegar attempts to assist Melinda Moody. He rolled a 3 on his constitution, and he has rolled a very good first aid result, a 24.
Fuck for that.
I'm coming for you, Eric, and I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, there's going to be some awkward conversations between Melinda and Eric.
So
Fuck you up.
Maggie survives. No, Maggie survives. This is important. Maggie survives. Vinegar survives. The 4 of you survive. You've lost your arms. You are no longer connected to the malevolent force. In the fallout, you realise that Nathan was Angelica's father.
Yeah. That makes sense. Him being so abusive towards Sarah. And
The bond between you is, I think it's fair to say, as a group, forever broken. But individual relationships perhaps remain. 7 survived, plus Greg 8. The others,
Wow.
Not so much.
not so good. Not so good.
He could have avoided a lot of this mess if David was just more fucking upfront in the first
Agreed.
place.
Agreed.
What a cunt.
I will say that, like, since Ray did survive, the first thing he's going to do is just fucking retrace every fucking step possible until he finds ramen again. But that's for another time.
You would, of course, go back to the last place where you left. The last place you had to.
I'm surprised we all managed to scrape through and survive right at the end. I mean, we've all lost our fucking arms, I guess, and several other people died, but still. It seems like the odds were against us.
I was, of course, as has been criticised fairly, I was generous. But, you know, I gave you lots of tough, twisty turns. I sort of took agency away, so like I had to give you a bit of hope. And I enjoyed those last...
No, I
was going to give you one last push roll as well, Jeannie, if Vinicor hadn't passed. But, I mean... A 3 was so good.
It's okay.
Followed by...
I shan't forget this, Daniel.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
I shan't forget this.
I mean, Maggie was... There was a bond.
I keep grudges lifelong. I'm a very happy grudge keeper.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. Our keeper of arcane grudges for this scenario was Jeannie Sparks.
I'm the keeper of grudges. Yep.
If anybody wants a nightcap, I'm still on my nightcap.
Well, I want a whiskey now.
Hey!
I feel like Greg Draper, the Undertaker, turning up like Modo from the Biker Mice on Mars with his metal arm and just throwing out swords to everyone.
Amazing.
He's still like...
Amazing how like the metal arm was like a automatic signifier that he was like going to be the hero.
Yeah.
In fact, it wasn't even that, it was the Triumph motorbike.
Yeah.
The sound of the motorbike, I think, was like, oh, I think that might be
and then
our saviour.
He rocks up like Nuada from the king of the Tuatha De Danann with his silver arm.
It's so
and distributes weapons.
It's pulp Cthulhu, and I apologise for that.
No, it's great.
Well, I think Mel Moody dies of sepsis. That's my
Christ.
thought.
Not even from the arm thing, from like slipping on the carpet
From
earlier.
From the heart being sewn into her chest.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Actually, yeah. Maybe there's a Jeannie, you could always add a coda to your...
I shall.
Throw it in there.
Well, yeah, I think despite surviving, she should ultimately be a cautionary tale against stealing anthropological artefacts from the Pit Rivers Museum.
Yeah, and little did we know how topical that would become.
Yes. But I think the beautiful thing about Mel Moody is that she returns to her VW camper van, and she succumbs to sepsis from the stitches that have sewn the heart into her chest in her VW camper van. But because all the blinds are drawn, and she's in an unadopted road parked up, she's not discovered for about 18 months.
Oh, she's mummified.
She's mummified with a mummified heart sewn into her body.
To the point where they can't distinguish it, so they assume it's part of her.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
One-armed woman.
But also, might I suggest, the heart itself is beating.
You can suggest that.
No, I love it. I think it's brilliant. And in fact, what you think is 18 months goes by, and somehow your consciousness withstands the passage of time, even though insanity beckons and you realise that your body is collapsing. But in fact, in truth, only 2 months have passed in that time, an impossibly short period of time, and yet your body is found mummified. That is true. But it's as if you've been removed to a different sphere of time and space. And your body has aged, mummified, but your mind has pulled free and out of reality. You watch throughout that time as your body passes through the intense pain, through hallucination and a desire to stay in the world of the living, until you let go into the relief, not of a white light, but that black light. You know that image of the orchid petals sweeping up over David Barber's body. You feel that happening to your own, but not consuming you and turning you to ash. It's as if an ultraviolet infuses all of that light, so that you aren't turning to ash from the corrupted veins because you stopped the rot. You're turning into this sort of singularity of multiple lights and shades and colours and a luminous quality overtakes you. And in that moment, you begin to realize that your body is being removed, and yet somehow you are still connected to it. And all the time, this heart is beating for you. And it's this moment of consciousness that returns as you realize you have a body and time has passed, but you are somehow still connected to it. You're dead and yet alive. And somehow a fragment of your sanity has held on. You become aware of a figure standing just to one side of you, as if they've just walked through from another room.
Who's that? Who's there?
And it's a young man. And distressingly, for a moment, because you've looked at him, it's as if he evaporates.
Where are you?
And he sort of disappears into this fog, this strange whirling fog.
I can't see you.
And that's when you realise this is not a safe place. This is not some beautiful tunnel through to an Elysium. This is a place that is crawling with movement behind the eyes. Behind the surface of things, you see coiling tendrils, sweeping, moving, sliding, gathering, dreadfully reaching, perhaps even looking.
Who are you? Where are you?
And a fear grips you in that moment, but then you feel his presence again. It's as if he reasserts himself. And then you realise that there's a vista forming behind him, and he's coming into focus more now. And the more you focus, the more you realise that you're pulling him into being alongside you, just as he wants to be seen by you. And the vista stretches out like a great plain, a plateau. Again, not a pleasant place, quite grey and blue, and as if lit by distant, terrifying stars. There are features there, but the more you try to see them, the more the fear grows. And then everything becomes still. And he speaks. And as he speaks, you begin to see him more clearly. He's wearing a tracksuit. He's just wearing a blue tracksuit with a white zipper and white lines down the legs, trainers. He's got dark, floppy hair, quite a kind face, younger than you would have thought this figure should be. Quite warm eyes, but haunted. Very haunted. But he's crossed that plane to reach you. And he reaches his hand out to you and says, Mel Moody, isn't it? My name's Michael Judd. We can't stay here long, Mel. I can't stay here long, and nor can you. I've got to go and look for something. I've made it my life's work. And I think you can help me. I think you can help me find the things that I need. Help me find the person that I need to find. And to bring him back. Would you help me? And he reaches out his hand. Did you take it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
This is D.I. Keane. It's 4 minutes past 2, Tuesday, the 21st of January. I'm here with Mr. Ray West.
That's right.
Can I call you Ray?
Oh, please. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for talking to us today, Ray. Really appreciate that.
No worries.
There's a cup of tea coming for you, and
thanks.
I can't offer you a cigarette because we're not allowed them anymore.
That's all right. I don't smoke, but appreciate it.
Not that I'm really old enough to know what that was like.
Well,
not good for your lungs, right?
Well,
not good for your lungs.
So I hear.
You look like you work out, Ray.
Well, yeah. No, I try and keep healthy, yoga. Mainly yoga.
Yoga, nice. Well, I hear that the ladies like that, so maybe my wife should get me into that.
Yeah, maybe she should.
Now, you're not married, are you, Ray?
I'm not, no.
No. And there's no children?
No.
And your dog is very happy out there, beautiful dog, lovely. That's a... young
Ramen.
Is that a cockapoo? No. What was it?
No, multi-poo.
Multi-poo, that's it.
I know, yeah. Sounds ridiculous, but technically that's what they're called.
No. What a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog.
No, he's a darling.
So you've been very good enough to come in and talk to us about your friends.
Yeah.
Now, several of those are missing now, of course.
I'm aware, yes.
And a number of them, unfortunately, are no longer with us.
Yes, very unfortunately.
So obviously, we know that you were seen with a number of these individuals a few days before their deaths. And then there's Stacey Kimball, isn't there? She unfortunately died.
She passed.
And do you know anything about her death, Ray?
I wish I did. Not in a weird way. I wish I had something to tell you in terms of that. I know that she'd been having trouble. She was in hospital. She was. I think she may have been sectioned for a while.
That's absolutely right. She was sectioned, sir.
You'll have the details. The reason I was there.
We do have the details. That's correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa Keane. The reason I was with them all, just to be completely frank, is we had a society at university, and it was something of a reunion. And I'm sure, I don't know if you've been to any yourself, but these things, they can, give it 20 years, let alone 30. People are at a very different place in their lives, aren't they? And
they certainly are.
Yeah, so...
The passage of time changes a man.
Or woman. Well, both. And, as much as you'd like it to just be a sort of a fun gathering and people sort of sharing their life experiences and going on the merry way, of course, some people are going to be in a worse place than others. And obviously, Stacey was one of those. One of those sounds callous, but she'd had a hard life. And... yes, so that's why I was there anyway. That's why we were all together those days before she passed.
And you were aware of the extramarital affair between herself and your friend David, is that correct?
I believe I was, not for long. I believe I heard about it at the reunion. It wasn't something I was particularly interested in. It wasn't something I particularly felt was relevant, but, these things will happen.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, no, of course. And, of course, Sarah Moore was also...
yes.
Connected to him in that way?
Yes, she was. Which, in fact, was... Well, that was some of my concern initially when I met Sarah. I was worried about her because it was her that got us all together, and it seemed like she maybe hadn't slept in days, weeks, hard to say. I mean, she's raising a young family, but, the revelation she'd been with David, and he was obviously still married, and there was all sorts of complexities. Again, I don't judge. I just wanted to make sure everyone in this situation was okay, One of those weekends that sounds like a good idea and then becomes a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, no, of course, I understand. Why do you think that Sarah contacted you?
Well, I'd like to think a certain amount of it was because she still had love for us from those days. Not to sound, pithy, but I think I'd like to think that was the case. I think she was feeling lost, and I felt she needed to reconnect with people she knew she could trust.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. What happened to your arm?
Yes. I'm assuming you've got the records of everything.
I'd just like to hear it from you.
No, of course.
If that's all right. I mean, if it's a difficult thing to talk about, we can always get a doctor in here and we could talk to a doctor.
No, that's fine. It was a strange thing straight off the back of this. I only mean strange in the sense that it seems a coincidence. I'm well aware of that, but all I really do for exercise is the yoga and the cycling, and sort of freak sort of incident, and I came off, and my arm got wrapped around the wheel arch of a standing car. No one was to blame. Except my own incompetence, I suppose. Never did pass my cycling proficiency. I suppose you'll have me that down wraps for that. But it just didn't heal well. Got the old, they call it, I think they said, it wasn't sepsis, but it was something similar. But
is that right?
By the time I went in, it was too late. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, thank you. I'm growing accustomed to it. I'm getting better at, acclimatising to big life changes, and I've got ramen, and luckily I can.
I mean, he's lovely. He's a lovely dog, isn't
he? He is. So yes.
Well, no. Thanks for being candid with me. Do you know anything about the Frayne Institute, sir?
Frayne.
Been in touch? The Frayne Institute.
I can't say it rings a bell. They're not a games developer up in Lancashire.
I think at a higher level, they're more to do with educational tools.
Oh, okay. What, for schools, you mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's an internationally acclaimed.
No, it does ring a bell. I've had no
Frayne Institute. They've got a lot of petrochemical deals as well. So you've not worked for them.
Oh no, I've not worked for them. Well, unless they're so no, not that I'm aware of. Although I know the name, and now you say petrochemicals, it makes sense.
You've been in touch with Melinda Moody?
Somewhat. Not for the last couple of weeks. We met at the reunion. I hadn't seen her in years, I have to admit. It was good to see her again. Although, yes, she's honestly she's got a bit quiet on all the WhatsApp threads, but that's like her. That's very Mel. She'll drop in and out whenever she feels comfortable talking.
You're not aware then, sir, that unfortunately Miss Moody's dead?
No, Melinda Moody.
Yeah, that's right.
But she's not dead, because I saw her. No. What?
I'm sorry to be the one to have to break that to you, sir. What? I'll make sure that cup of tea comes with some sugar in.
What?
Here, Richie, could you make sure there's some sugar in that tea for Mr. West? Thanks.
Sorry,
I'm so sorry to have broken that.
Sorry,
forgive me. That's my responsibility. I should have prepared the ground a bit better for you there, Mr. West.
No,
so unfortunately, Melinda died. She died of a complication of a medical procedure, and her body was found at her mobile home. It was a vehicle, wasn't it? So
it was, yeah.
Perhaps you're aware.
Where was it?
It was parked just outside of Norwich, as it happens.
Fuck, Mel. Now, she'd gone quiet on the groups, but I just thought that was just her. I thought she needed time away from... Fuck.
So, you've not been involved with anybody who'd be wanting to remove the body of Miss Moody?
No. Who would want to? She didn't have any enemies.
No, I'm just asking the questions. I understand that,
No, I understand.
She's a journalist. I mean, journalists do often make enemies, so...
I'm well aware. And sometimes the police are involved in getting rid of those enemies.
And you haven't had any dealings with a Mr. Michael Judd?
No.
Right. No, good.
Why?
Oh, well, no, that's... it's not for you to worry about, sir.
But I'll be within my legal rights to Google that name later on. And...
Oh, of course, yeah. No. I'm very happy to tell you that the last known individual to have access to the body was a young attendant at the hospital who by the name of Michael Judd.
I see. And is he still working there?
Well, he's not. He's gone missing, much like your friend David has gone missing, and much like your friend Murray Cubine has gone missing.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm aware of both of them having gone missing. I didn't know them.
Melinda, unfortunately, ended up with a list of your friends Nathan and Stacey.
Stacey, yeah, Stacey.
They both died, of course.
Of course they did, yes, and I didn't realise Mel had either.
Found approximately 3.1 kilometres outside of Norwich in a clearing. Both of those bodies.
Yes, well, yes.
One had been killed with a firearm.
Listen, I don't know the sort of people who carry firearms. I'm a software developer. I live here.
A number of people who've removed their left arm in the last 3 months.
Yes, I'm well aware how it looks. I'm well aware how it looks.
Well, it looks very good. I mean, you've been looking after yourself. You look very well.
Very funny.
This prosthetic of yours is doing... Well, you barely noticed him with a sleeve on that. I like the fact you've not, tried to hide it.
Well, I don't try and hide things. Hakeem, that's not my style. I like to be open, and I'm well aware of what the coincidences are here. I'm well aware what it looks like, and I'm well aware. But listen, I'm a software developer and a book enthusiast. I'm not a murderer. I'm not involved in crime. There is nothing. I've never hidden a body. I never would. I wouldn't associate with the people who do. Say there is some world in which we all took part in some crazy ritual on drugs and went out into a field and cut our arms off. Listen, would that be a crime? It's self-harm. You could section us, sure. But if that's the sort of direction you're looking down, all I can say to you is it's not the case. And even if it was, I don't know what the crime would be. We certainly didn't kill our friends. I certainly have no idea where their bodies are if you don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know about Mel, and I don't know why you... I get how it looks, I do understand, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, all right, Ray. Yeah. I can see that you didn't know about Miss Moody, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
This man Judd, he doesn't ring any bells?
No.
Right.
But he's missing, you said?
Well, he and the body disappeared, so...
Aye. Well, he was a regular worker there, then?
No.
Oh, just, what, agency shift, was it?
Yeah. Exactly. He was actually working under an alias, an alternative name, but we recognised him from some CCTV footage.
Interesting. So... Well, where are you looking? Are you looking for him? I assume you're looking for him.
Oh, we've made many inquiries regarding all of the individuals that I've mentioned, particularly David. He seems to be at the centre of all of it. Very distressing that we can't find him.
Aye.
You haven't spoken to him?
I haven't.
He hasn't reached out to you by telephone? No texts?
No.
No arrangements to meet at public phone booths?
No, I'm not a small-time drug dealer. I'm assistant editor and soon to be, hopefully, management of video production at a software broadcasting house. I am not a drug dealer or a criminal. Just to reiterate.
Well, thank you, Mr. West. Ray.
Well,
you've been most helpful.
Thank you. Do keep me in the loop, and if there is anything else, I'll happily come in. I want you to know I'm cooperating.
No, of course, I can see that. There is one thing that I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah, Ramen will be getting hungry. I should go out and...
Yeah, no, you should be able to get back to your multi-poo in a moment, Ray, but you made mention of a trip to Reedham to a colleague who we asked a few questions of.
Which colleague?
I'm afraid so. I can't tell you that. You're working with them. It's not appropriate.
Well,
but right. You'd talked about your experiences at university, as you say.
Aye.
Did you ever go to the Red Mark House at Beckhythe?
I might have done. Would have been a while back,
Yeah. Sort of around 2000, 2001?
It's entirely possible. I'd say... I couldn't say yes or no with any... yes, I suppose.
With any great certainty.
Not with any great certainty, no, but it sounds entirely plausible. Well, why? What's been said?
Well, we're just making some inquiries, that's all.
Right. Well then, sorry, I can't tell you more.
Never met with a Lawrence Redmark?
I didn't know, but where? Well, that's his place, is it? That's his...
Oh, it's an estate. Yeah, it's a family estate.
Right. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
All right, well, thank you, Ray. That's all. You're free to go, of course. So we will be in touch, and I'm very sorry about the loss of your friend.
Yeah, thank you. Do you know when the funeral will be?
Well, I'm sure that you could contact the Norfolk and Norwich Healthcare Trust, and they'd be able to help you with that. You just mentioned my name, and
Keen.
Keen, yeah, that's it.
Just Keen, or...
WP Keen.
Right. Well, thank you, WP Keen.
Anytime, Ray.
Well, you know where I am, clearly.
Well, absolutely. Bethnal Green. It's a nice spot, Ray. It's a nice spot. I wish you the best of luck back on that bike, I hope, as soon as you can.
And you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope your wife does get you into yoga.
I do too. I do too.
Do the best of good. Anyway, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Ray.
You're saying how you fooled me is not for free. Hear me saying what you should have told me. She's important to you again. What you're doing isn't fair.
Just a quick word from me, Joseph. This really is the end now, I promise. I wanted to let you know that The Moonchild is from the collection Nameless Horrors by Paul Fricker, Scott Dorward, and Matt Sanderson. Collectively, they're known as the Good Friends of Jackson Elias, and they're good friends of ours, as it happens. And if you haven't already, we urge you to check out their podcast about Call of Cthulhu, horror films, and horror gaming in general. It's a treasure trove of fascinating discussion on all aspects of the hobby, from three of the top minds on Call of Cthulhu in the world, we'd say. And it's a podcast that has proved invaluable and inspirational to me personally. You can find the Good Friends of Jackson Elias wherever you get your podcasts, or just go to blasphemoustomes.com. The link's in the show notes. And thanks for listening.